Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video, we are going to know about a significant current affairs event that has drawn widespread attention and debate across the nation, particularly within the realms of environmental conservation, urban development, and student activism. On 13th March 2025, students from the University of Hyderabad initiated a protest against the Telangana government's controversial decision to auction 400 acres of land adjacent to the campus in Kancha Gachibowli, a location that has long been recognized for its ecological importance and as an urban forest containing an impressive array of biodiversity, including 700 medicinal plants and 220 bird species. This protest, which began with over 500 students marching and expressing their deep concerns about the potential environmental degradation and the loss of a critical green space, escalated dramatically over the following weeks as the government's plans to transform this ecologically sensitive area into an IT park became more concrete. As we examine the timeline of these events, it is essential to note that on 30th March 2025, the situation intensified when police detained 53 students amid a series of confrontations that involved the deployment of bulldozers and earth movers, signaling not only a clash between youthful activism and state machinery but also highlighting the inherent tensions between developmental ambitions and environmental stewardship. By 2nd April 2025, the University of Hyderabad students had escalated their protest further by announcing an indefinite boycott of classes, determined to continue their campaign until their voices were heard by both the state government and the broader public. In delving deeper into the background and origins of this dispute, we must understand that the controversy stems from a post-2014 development policy initiated by the Telangana government, which, through the Telangana State Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, aimed to auction off the 400 acres for the establishment of an IT park. This plan, ostensibly part of a broader economic strategy to bolster the region's IT sector and drive urban expansion, has sparked widespread criticism due to the environmental implications of converting a natural urban forest into a commercial development. Students and faculty at the University of Hyderabad, along with several environmental activists, argue that the land is not merely a plot of real estate but a vital ecological buffer that has historically served as a sanctuary for diverse flora and fauna. The protest has now morphed into a broader discourse on sustainable development, wherein the competing interests of economic growth and environmental preservation are forced into a public debate, questioning the prioritization of short-term financial gains over long-term ecological stability. The protest's narrative is also intricately linked to political dynamics that have further complicated the situation. Prominent political figures, including leaders from the BJP and BRS, have joined the discourse by criticizing the policies of the Congress-led Telangana government. Their involvement has brought an additional layer of complexity to the protests, transforming what was initially a student-led demonstration into a broader political showdown. BJP MPs, for instance, have called for the intervention of the Union Education Minister, Dharmendra Pradhan, to address the concerns raised by the student body and environmental advocates, while simultaneously accusing the government of lacking transparency and of overlooking the crucial need for environmental impact assessments before proceeding with the auction. This political dimension not only underscores the importance of the issue at a state and national level but also highlights the challenges inherent in balancing the imperatives of development with the need to preserve natural resources, especially in a rapidly urbanizing context like Hyderabad. As we consider the technical details of the situation, it is important to recognize that the land in question is part of an urban forest that plays a critical role in maintaining the ecological balance of the region. The presence of 700 medicinal plants and 220 bird species is not just a figure of environmental value, but also a testimony to the biodiversity that has evolved over decades. The planned auction of this land for an IT park, while potentially beneficial in terms of economic growth and job creation, poses significant risks such as the destruction of natural habitats and the loss of green cover, which in turn could lead to adverse effects on air quality and urban climate regulation. These concerns have been repeatedly raised by both the student activists and various environmental experts who argue that the land's ecological importance far outweighs the potential short-term economic benefits. They contend that proper environmental impact assessments should be conducted and that sustainable development practices should be adopted to ensure that urban expansion does not come at the expense of natural ecosystems. Furthermore, this protest has not only underscored the environmental and developmental debates but also highlighted the resilience and activism of the student community at the University of Hyderabad. The students, through their organized marches, sit-ins, and even sapling plantation events, have demonstrated a deep commitment to safeguarding a natural heritage that is integral not only to the university's identity but also to the broader community's quality of life. Their efforts have been characterized by a strategic blend of grassroots mobilization and articulate advocacy, demanding accountability from the government and urging policymakers to reconsider plans that threaten to disrupt an established ecological balance. The formation of a joint action committee by these students serves as a powerful example of how organized activism can foster collective responsibility and drive meaningful dialogue between different societal stakeholders. This proactive stance on environmental preservation is reflective of a broader trend in contemporary student activism, where issues of sustainability and conservation are increasingly coming to the forefront of public discourse. Moreover, the protests have resonated deeply within the context of urban planning and environmental policy debates, especially at a time when cities across India are grappling with the challenges of rapid urbanization and infrastructural expansion. Hyderabad, known for its burgeoning IT industry and rapid urban development, finds itself at a crossroads where economic aspirations must be carefully balanced with the preservation of its natural heritage. The Kancha Gachibowli land, with its rich biodiversity, represents more than just a potential site for commercial development. It is a living repository of natural resources that contributes to the environmental health of the city. In this light, the students' protest is not merely a localized reaction to a single government decision but a part of a larger movement that calls for sustainable urban development practices and greater accountability in policy formulation. Their actions remind us that development should not come at the cost of sacrificing the ecological foundations that support long-term environmental stability and public health. The unfolding events have also cast a spotlight on the broader political implications of the dispute, as the involvement of political parties has introduced an element of ideological contestation into the narrative. Leaders from both the BJP and the BRS have criticized the Congress-led government for what they perceive as a disregard for environmental concerns and for pushing through policies that favor economic expansion at the expense of ecological preservation. This political friction has been further accentuated by instances where even political figures have been caught in the crossfire of the protests, with reports of BJP MLAs being detained alongside students during the clashes. Such incidents have fueled accusations of state overreach and have raised pertinent questions about the role of political leadership in mediating conflicts between developmental imperatives and environmental ethics. In many ways, this protest has emerged as a microcosm of the larger ideological battles being waged across India, where divergent views on economic policy, environmental protection, and governance continue to polarize public opinion. As we look at the significance of these events from an educational and competitive exam perspective, it is clear that the issue encapsulates a range of topics that are crucial for understanding current affairs in 2025. From the environmental impact of urban development to the dynamics of student activism and the intricacies of political involvement, the protest at the University of Hyderabad offers a rich case study that bridges multiple domains of knowledge. It serves as an important reminder of the need for a nuanced approach to policy making, one that carefully weighs the benefits of economic progress against the imperatives of ecological sustainability. For students preparing for competitive exams, this event provides a concrete example of how real-world issues are often the result of complex interactions between various societal forces, including government policies, grassroots activism, and political ideologies. By analyzing this case, students can gain a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by contemporary societies in reconciling development with conservation, and the critical role that civic engagement plays in shaping public policy. In terms of the broader context, the protest has also highlighted the evolving nature of public discourse in an era marked by rapid urbanization and increasing environmental awareness. The narrative surrounding the Kancha-Gachibowli land dispute is reflective of a global trend where communities and activists are increasingly mobilizing to protect natural habitats from the encroachment of industrial and commercial interests. This is not an isolated incident but rather part of a wider movement that advocates for responsible development and the sustainable management of natural resources. As cities expand and economies grow, the pressure on urban green spaces continues to mount, and the need for effective regulatory frameworks that safeguard ecological assets becomes ever more pressing. The University of Hyderabad protest, in this respect, is emblematic of the broader challenges faced by urban centers in balancing the demands of modernization with the need to preserve environmental integrity. It is also worth noting that the protest has sparked a vigorous debate among policy experts, environmentalists, and urban planners, all of whom stress the importance of comprehensive environmental impact assessments before any large-scale development projects are undertaken. Critics of the government's decision argue that the auction of the 400-acre tract, without thorough evaluation of its environmental implications, could lead to irreversible damage to the local ecosystem. They emphasize that such assessments are not only necessary for understanding the immediate ecological impacts but also for ensuring that long-term strategies are in place to mitigate any adverse outcomes that might arise from the loss of a critical urban forest. This debate has prompted calls for greater transparency in the decision-making processes of governmental agencies, as well as for more robust mechanisms to involve local communities and experts in the planning and implementation of development projects. In addressing these concerns, it is essential to acknowledge the inherent difficulties in reconciling the dual objectives of economic development and environmental preservation. On one hand, the establishment of an IT park is seen by many as a vital step towards bolstering Hyderabad's status as a leading technology hub, thereby creating employment opportunities and contributing to the overall growth of the economy. On the other hand, the ecological costs associated with such a development, including the loss of biodiversity, disruption of natural habitats, and potential degradation of air quality, cannot be overlooked. The student protests have brought these issues to the forefront, urging policymakers to adopt a more balanced approach that integrates sustainable practices into the fabric of urban planning. This involves not only the implementation of rigorous environmental safeguards but also the exploration of alternative development models that can harmonize economic ambitions with ecological imperatives. As we reflect on the lessons that can be drawn from this unfolding event, it becomes apparent that the protest at the University of Hyderabad is more than just a localized dispute over land allocation. It is a reflection of the broader societal challenge of achieving sustainable development in the face of rapid urbanization. The active participation of students, who represent the emerging generation of informed and environmentally conscious citizens, is a testament to the power of grassroots activism in shaping public policy and steering the course of national discourse. Their collective voice, amplified by social media and public demonstrations, has not only drawn attention to the specific issue at hand but has also ignited a wider conversation about the need for a more holistic approach to urban development, one that places equal importance on economic progress and environmental conservation. In conclusion, the protests initiated by the University of Hyderabad students to save the 400 acres of ecologically significant land in Kancha-Gachibowli represent a pivotal moment in the ongoing debate over urban development and environmental sustainability. This incident encapsulates the tensions between rapid economic growth and the preservation of natural resources, while also highlighting the transformative power of student activism in influencing public policy. It serves as a reminder that the decisions made by governments today have far-reaching implications for the future, not only in terms of economic prosperity but also in preserving the ecological balance that is essential for the well-being of urban communities. As we continue to witness the evolution of this issue, it is imperative for all stakeholders, be they policymakers, environmentalists, or members of the public, to engage in constructive dialogue and work collaboratively towards solutions that reconcile the imperatives of development with the urgent need for environmental conservation. By doing so, we can ensure that the legacy of this protest is not one of discord and environmental degradation, but rather a catalyst for change that fosters sustainable growth and a more resilient urban environment for future generations. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given hot and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.